Back to Desoto Speedway in Bradenton, Florida. 67 laps in the books of the RC Cola 200. We're under caution for a crash in turn 3. Let's take a look at the replay with Mark Bishardi and Dick Anderson and see if we can see what happened. And it looked like Daryl Shelnut got into the back of Ronnie Sanders in the 18 car and put him up on the wall at the end of the back straightaway. And then Jimmy Cope getting hit from behind by John Crow, a chain reaction. There you see Dave Pletcher spinning down on the inside as he tangles with John Urwich in the 33 car. Randy Fox and Russell Bearden trying to go up to the outside, and also Jody Ridley involved with Derek Kelly in the 6 car. Nevin Jenkins spinning. And Dick Anderson, when things happen here at DeSoto Speedway, they happen fast, and we don't see very many one-car accidents here.
They really do. This is not that large of a racetrack, but it's a very fast racetrack. So when things happen, they happen quick, and you usually don't get out of these deals with a little bent tie rod or something. Usually when you wreck here, you're done for the night.
A lot of cosmetic damage that we've seen, and some of that cosmetic damage to your ride, the 92 Mopar Performance Dodge Daytona. We saw Dave Mader come into the pits. They took the hood off the car so he can see now.
Yeah, I figured he couldn't see over that hood because I just experienced that. But, yeah, we're having a bad night here. I guess we're a lap or 2 down, but we'll just hang in there and do the best we can.
Well, it's still early in the race. 200 laps tonight, 69 laps in the books. Green flag is back out with Bobby Gill out in front. Mario Gosselin running in the 2nd spot with Mike Garvey in 3rd. And a lot of guys getting a lap down there with Randy Fox a lap down. Also the 98 car of Jody Ridley. And Jimmy Cope still out there running. Daryl Shelnut is running the 4th spot with Jimmy Cope in 5th. Field now working down through turns 1 and 2. There you see Jody Ridley racing with Randy Fox. Again, those 2 cars a lap down after being involved in the crash up in turn number 3. And Randy Fox with some cosmetic damage to the left front corner of the Hooters Chevrolet. Jody Ridley also a lap down in car number 98, the Parkway Ford Thunderbird. So he and Fox are battling for position, Mark, but they're a lap down.
Yeah, they are, but we still got a bunch of laps to go with this caution that's going to come up mandatory at 100 laps. There's going to be a lot of guys looking forward to that caution to get these cars, the sheet metal off of them so they can see, they can run a little better. So you can't count anybody out of the points race or out of the race altogether right now until later when we come back after the break.
Dave Pletcher, he's lost the right front fender off the 75 car. He's got some sheet metal rubbing now on the left front wheel. You can see the smoke coming off the tire, Dick.
Yeah, he's having some serious problems there. I think the fender's getting caught up on the left front tire and sliding the tire, but he's having some serious problems. He's probably going to have to pit before it's over.
And Dave Mader, he's still digging in the 92 car, Dick. One thing about Dave Mader, he's not going to give this thing up.
No, he's a tough competitor. He'll never say I give on this thing, but we're kind of out of the hunt for the lead, but he'll hang in there and do the best job he can.
Well, we were watching when you got out of the car. You looked like a worried papa looking at him getting in the car, going out for a few laps, coming back in and buckling up. It was like a daddy giving up his baby.
Well, this is kind of new to me, to sit and watch somebody else go out in my car, but Dave's about as good as anybody we could possibly get, so I will have to say, it does worry me a lot, but I'm sure it'll all work out in the long run.
There we see John Crow in car number 38 as the hood is coming apart on that car, flapping in the breeze. So he involved in some of the earlier tangles. He's got some cosmetic damage as well. So do you think that that's going to cause him a visibility problem, Dick, at least out of the right side of the car anyway?
I don't think it's causing him a huge visibility problem right now because it is on the right, but if it gets any worse and starts lifting the left side of that hood up, it'll start hindering him quite a bit.
Well, right now Dave's behind a good young driver in Russell Bearden, so maybe he can stay right there and pick up a few spots.
Yeah, Dave's going for it, as you can see there. Like I said, he don't never give it up. He could be 10 laps down. Dave's going to be out there racing.
What kind of things do you tell a Dave Mader? He's a champion driver in his own right. Does he kind of ask you for advice on the car itself or how to drive the racetrack? A driver with a lot of experience here.
Not really. You just tell him good luck and go for it.
And he's definitely going for it. He's 2 laps down trying to make up ground. Bobby Gill out in front. He and Mario Gosselin and Mike Garvey running in 3rd. Those 3 cars probably 3 of the few cars here that don't have any damage on them.
Yeah, well, starting up front's a huge advantage. It kind of keeps you out of the trouble, and that's why qualifying is really important.
Bobby Gill was the pole sitter, average speed of over 101 miles an hour sitting on the pole. Mario Gosselin started alongside, and Mike Garvey in car number 91 started 5th on the field, and he's been steadily moving his way back up through the field. And he knows, I guess, that Mater is a couple laps down. Now the points are going to go with you, Dick, as far as the point standings go. So Garvey's got to know that as he's right behind you in the point standings.
Yeah, looks like they're getting a big advantage on me here this weekend here, but it's never over till it's over.
Well, I know one place where we're going in 2 weeks that I think you used to have the key to this racetrack, and that's Hialeah Speedway. You got to be looking forward to going there. You're going to be able to drive the car.
Well, that's where I drove my first ever race, and that's 2 weeks away. I hope I'll be healed up enough, but I've won an awful lot of races there, but in the last 5 years or so, I haven't raced there probably 2 or 3 times. So even though I've won a lot of races there and had a lot of laps there, I haven't in the last 5 years. So hopefully it's like riding a bicycle.
That's a stamina racetrack, though. That's going to be tough on you.
Well, not for 100 laps, because I feel there'll be a lot of cautions, and for just 100 laps there at Hialeah, I think it'll be pretty easy, actually.
There we see the 2 leaders. Mario Gosselin, he's been camped out on Bobby Gill's back bumper as we look at Dave Mater in the Mopar Performance Dodge trying to work his way around John Crow. And Mario Gosselin, it kind of looked like he's just kind of sitting and waiting, Dick.
Well, me and Mario, seems like we've been running 1-2 for the last 7 or 8 races here the second half of the season, and he's been like my shadow. I can't get rid of him. I think I won 3 or 4 races there, and he ran second to me, and he won 1, and I ran second to him, and it seems like no matter what happened, me and him was right there racing with each other. Well, I wish I was racing with him tonight.
We were just looking at Dave Mater working around John Crow, and once he got by him, he left the picture. He is hooked up.
Well, we've got an awful good car there. Frankie Grill builds the car and helps set it up, crew chiefs it, and I don't care where we're at or how far we're down. We've always got a good race car to work with.
And in fact, I think that Dave Mater may be having one of the fastest cars out there on the Speedway. And there you see the 2 leaders. Looks like Mario, maybe he wants to lead this thing by the halfway point. We got 91 laps in the books, and it looked like he had a little bit of trouble coming off the 4th turn.
Well, it looks like the tires are starting to go away. I see Gil pushing up a little bit, Mario breaking loose a little bit. So this is right in the area where the racing really gets fun.
Garvey's coming into the picture now. We haven't seen him much in the last 25 or 30 laps, and his car seems to be handling pretty good.
Both the leaders seem to be dropping off the pace a little bit, and Garvey seems to not be dropping off. So this could get interesting.
As we close in, there are 7 laps to the halfway point, Dick. What kind of things are we going to be looking for during this mandatory? It's going to be a 7-minute pit stop, so the crews don't really have to hurry to make changes to the car. What do you think most of the guys will be doing?
Well, let me tell you what, with 7 minutes, trust me, you have to hurry. If you want to change a shocker or spring or something like that, trust me, you have to hurry. But, yeah, you're going to see some guys changing. They're going to change tires and fuel naturally, but then you're going to see some guys try to change some shocks and springs.
And it looks like Bobby Gill and Mario Gosselin, they're ready for tires because the last couple of laps, those cars have been getting real loose on the racetrack.
They sure have. Look at Garvey. Garvey was just completely sideways, so I guess all 3 of the leaders are having tire problems.
Well, Dick, tell us about the rumbles that are down here in the washboard that's down here in 3 and 4. Is that affecting the car that much?
It affects the car. It makes the car lose traction, but to me, it adds a little interest into the thing. It makes the driver a little more important.
Is there any way of driving under it or around the outside of it and maybe gain it a little bit?
If there is, I haven't found it yet.
And if anybody could, I'm sure you'd find it. And we see the leaders now in heavy lap traffic. 97 laps have gone up on the board. Now 98. We're 2 laps away from the halfway point. And I guess with worn tires, you got to be extra careful jumping up on that outside to go around lap traffic.
Dave Mater's trying to make it work on the outside. He's going for it. You'd swear he's racing with the lead pack here.
He's back up there racing with Jimmy Cope, who's running in the 5th spot. So there's the 2 leaders. Bobby Gill trying to go around the outside, and we've got caution on the Speedway, and I guess that kind of came at an opportune time. The 31 car, John Hollifield, spinning in turn number 2 to bring out the caution flag as the leaders come down to complete 100 laps. So I guess we will go right into this mandatory pit stop at the halfway point, and it's going to be interesting to see what changes are made to these cars. And I know we've got Doug Rice standing by in the pit area who's going to be taking notes of all that action for us. So And I know that we'll be watching. Our vantage point here tonight is off of turn 3, so the pit area is right behind us. So we might be able to look back there and see a little bit of what's going on in the pit area as Tony Boswell is pointing to the pit area. So the drivers coming through the figure 8 part of Desoto Speedway in the infield, and they'll be making the hard turn. And there you see the pit entrance in the left of your screen, and the cars going up through there at the entrance of turn 3. So let's take a look at the replay and see what happened to bring out this caution flag that led to the mandatory stop. And it looks like Mike Garvey got into the back of John Hollifield in the 31 car. And boy, has Mike Garvey had his problems, Mark, with lap cars this year.
I don't think he was going to take a chance with that one.
He knocked on the door, and Hollifield got sideways, and Garvey gave him plenty of room. You can see him boil the tires as he backs it down into the infield. And Dick, do you think that these drivers, a lot of them are welcoming this pit stop, not only to change the car, but to get a breather tonight?
I guarantee you, almost every one of them is.
So we are under caution. This is a mandatory pit stop, and we are going to see what these cars and drivers are going to do to make adjustments and try to have some reports on that back for you. And we're going to take a quick break and be right back, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second half of the RC Cola 200 from DeSoto Speedway in Bradenton, Florida, right after these messages. Don't go away.